A warm greeting. Today is Saturday, February 17, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia speaking. We are 3.5 months away from the official start of the hurricane season in the Atlantic Ocean basin. I wanted to talk to you about the latest forecasts from global models that came out at the beginning of February. These are projections of what to expect during the early stages of the hurricane season, or the months of June, July, August, September, and October. As we've discussed over the past few weeks, two very important factors we'll be monitoring over the next few months will be the evolution of ENSO, as it is expected that El Niño will rapidly weaken and La Niña may establish itself for the peak of the season. Additionally, we've talked a lot about the unusually warm temperatures persisting over sectors of the tropical and subtropical Atlantic. Record-breaking temperatures for this time of year have been reached in areas typically seen in July but are already being reported in February. Unfortunately, over the past few weeks, these temperatures have continued to rise to incredible levels. We're talking about the current conditions, and you can see in red color warmer temperatures than usual in the Pacific region and also in the Atlantic region. In the Pacific, this is due to the strong El Niño phenomenon continuing over this sector, and in the Atlantic region, warm temperatures could contribute to a more active hurricane season than usual. Now, these are current conditions, but the question is how these conditions will change for the beginning of the next hurricane season. First, I wanted to talk about temperatures in the Pacific. Remember that this image shows anomalies at the surface level. However, if we look at the profile at deeper levels between the region from Indonesia to South America, you can see that warm temperatures are still present at the surface level, but about 100 meters below the surface, we begin to see slightly cooler waters moving from the region of Indonesia towards the east, towards the region of South America. This means that it is very possible that over the next few months, these waters will reach the surface and rapidly weaken the El Niño phenomenon, possibly paving the way for the development of La Niña for the peak of the season. This coincides with the projections of the best models, showing a rapid decline of the El Niño phenomenon for the months of May, June, and July. It is anticipated that we will be in neutral conditions, and by July, August, September, and October, the peak of the season, we are expected to be in La Niña conditions. This is important because, remember, the La Niña phenomenon in the Pacific promotes the formation of tropical cyclones in the Atlantic by reducing the shear wind that typically covers the Caribbean region. Let's move on to see the projections from some of the global models, starting with the North American multimodal. You can see that for the months of August, September, and October, the model continues to forecast the development of La Niña in the Pacific region and warmer temperatures than usual across the entire Atlantic. This set of North American models predicts higher than usual precipitation across the tropical Atlantic and the Caribbean region, which may be associated with the development of strong tropical waves with cyclonic development potential. On the other hand, we also have multimodals from the Europe and Asia region. You can see that also for the months of May, June, and July, they predict the development of the La Niña phenomenon in the Pacific and keep the Atlantic region very warm, especially the main development region, from Africa to the Caribbean. In the projection of atmospheric pressure anomalies, we can also see in blue representing below normal pressures, which may help in the formation of systems as it creates unstable conditions in the atmosphere. It could also represent the trajectory of low-pressure systems through this area, possibly associated with tropical cyclones. In the projection of precipitation anomalies, you can see that it also forecasts more rainfall than usual across the tropical Atlantic and the main cyclonic development zone, which includes from the western region of Africa to the Caribbean, where we could potentially have the passage of some cyclones during this season. And finally, I wanted to discuss the projection of the UKMET model that came out in February. For the months of May, June, and July, it also sees the possible development of the La Niña phenomenon in the Pacific. Warmer temperatures than usual across the North Atlantic. Like the other models, it also agrees that atmospheric pressure across the Caribbean and the tropical Atlantic may be below normal. You can see here in yellow or orange in the subtropical Atlantic what could represent higher pressure from Bermuda and the Azores a bit stronger than usual. Under this scenario, trajectories more to the west would be favored, which could represent a threat in the Caribbean region, Central America, Mexico, and the United States. This is also something we'll be monitoring because the season could be very active, but it also seems that westward trajectories could be favored during this 2024 hurricane season. The projection of precipitation anomalies also coincides with a tropical Atlantic and Caribbean with above normal precipitation, which, as I mentioned earlier, could mean the passage of some tropical waves and potentially tropical cyclones during the months of June and July. Well, that would be all for this video. Stay tuned to Hurricane Info for future updates over the next few months and in preparation for the 2024 hurricane season. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red button below the video that says subscribe. Remember to share it with friends and family so they can stay informed during hurricane season. See you later.